What is up, YouTubes? It's a long awaited video for me. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Um, I have had this idea how to make a little power station for a long time and was never able to find what I wanted that was reasonably priced. If you look online for, they call them a solar generator. I mean, I don't know. I often wonder how people price their products because I know what it takes to make a lot of things that I haven't figured this out. Anyway, I was looking at those and they're $1,000, $2,000 for a solar generator, and the claims that they make are absolutely ridiculous. I've watched some of these commercials and they're like plugging in refrigerators and all kinds of stuff, and they've got one small lithium battery. And you're like, well, yeah, it might run it for 6 minutes, but I mean, what's the point? So that is not what I've made here. What I've made here is very similar to what you probably have seen on TV, what they call solar generators, which I don't really know. Some marketing genius has figured this out. So anyway, I'll just get right into it. What I did was I have a ham radio. I'm a ham radio operator. And I always thought, why buy an inverter because they're DC powered? Why buy a AC to DC inverter when, I mean, for me, I have a ham radio just for disaster, preparedness, things like that. Just communication when, if the grid goes down or whatever. I mean, it's fun to get on every once in a while, but I'm just kind of busy. Maybe later in life it'll be interesting. But for right now, I just have it for talking. You can talk around the world. And you don't need any cell phone towers, you don't need any phone lines, whatever. So I always ran mine on deep cycle batteries. And, I would just bring a charger in here. I had a deep cycle battery down here and in a little battery box. And that's what I did for a long time. And I just always thought, well, I could run a lot more stuff, I could make it better. But, YouTube is like the second largest search engine on the internet, and I was not able to find anything like this. So I just sat and thought and drew it out and planned it. So this is what I came up with. What I did, I took a deep cycle. I'll just bring in here. Took a deep cycle battery in there. Put a battery box in there, and that's what's powering everything. I have everything fused right here. I put a fuse block in there, so everything I have is fused. And so here's of course, the ham radio. Here's some USB charging ports, which I can charge, up to 5 different things with. Anything USB, flashlights, cell phones, whatever. And also, I've got an inverter down here. Let me set you back up here. So off my inverter, of course, I can go DC to AC. So I've got a 12-volt TV. It's running right now off that. I could put some bunny ears on it. I'm charging up some handheld walkie-talkies we take camping. One thing I've done, I've formulated a list of everything that needs recharging. All my bug out bags have rechargeable flashlights, and so I have a list of everything that needs to be recharged. And so once a month I come and plug everything into here and charge it all up. So like all my flashlights like this, they've got USB charging ports. So anyway, that's half of the project. So I can do, this shows the volts. I've got a cigarette lighter adapter here. I'll bring in. So right now we're running 12.6 volts, as you can see. And I have an inverter down here that will invert 12 volt DC to 120 AC. I don't leave it running all the time, so I just have clips on it that I put on, if it's an emergency or whatever. But anyway, so back to it. That's half of the project. So I built this cabinet that everything goes in. It's kind of low, whatever, down here. Anyway, so that's the output side of things. So I can charge anything DC, anything AC. I think that's only 400 watts. So I mean, obviously I'm not running a refrigerator off here or whatever. But I can run my TV. If the power's out, I can run my 12 volt TV. I can run this. I've got For example, everything I like is rechargeable. I've got a wind-up radio here. A lighter with duct tape on everything I have. Every container. Anyway, I can charge it right off here. Plug that in. Once a month I get this out. It's got a battery pack in there. So once a month I just top that off, make sure it's good to go, check everything out. That's the charging side of things. But how do I charge? I've got a big Group 31 Marine battery in here. Really the plan was for 2. I built this box where it will fit 2 batteries in there. And then after kind of doing the calculations, I thought I never would need 2. Because, I'll show you the next part. How do I charge that? Solar panel. So, I got a Renogy bring in here. That's my charge controller. So I'm charging right now. Actually, the solar panel is actually turned. But what I do, instead of even running this out, it's kind of dark. The plan was to, drill, and I still may, put it outside. But what I've done, I've got this big sliding glass door. I just turn it around right through the window. So now it's facing the other way. It's kind of hard to see the sun. This is the south side of my house. I get tons of light coming through here. I can maintain the batteries with the solar panel just sitting here in the sliding glass door. So I keep it on the, I can still open and close the door on this side. And I mean, it's not like I want to leave it there forever, but it absolutely works for now. So anyway, that's it. Excited about it. I've been wanting to do it for about a year or 2. So that's kind of become the charging station of our house. So this middle section right here, right now I've got a little portable ham radio, but cell phones, laptops, cameras, whatever, anything USB, there's all my USB, we just sit in here and charge. Of course the ham radio's up there, so I don't know that we're not saving money on as far as the electricity usage, because, okay, here's what you're waiting for. So how much did all this cost? I'm less than $300. Batteries are expensive anymore, especially if you get good ones. Good, true deep cycle batteries. And I've used Trojan for other things. I didn't for this. Kind of went cheap on that end of it, but I never go below 12 volts. So I mean, we're not even getting close to depleting this battery. The solar panels are so reasonable anymore. I think this is the 3rd set I've bought. This is a 100-watt system with the capacity to go up to 400 watts. So I could add 3 more panels of this. It was like $160 off Amazon. So I'm, and I had some, the fuse block and a few other things. I wanted to do it right. I wanted to fuse everything. Everything is a heat shrink wrap. So less than $300. Power goes out. We've got everything we need. Anyway, getting kind of a long video, but hope you like it. If you like it, share it. If you want more videos, subscribe. I actually want this video to get out there, so if you really could share it, because I looked and looked, I was unable to find anything on YouTube how to make something like this, and a guy with just some basic skills can do it, and I think it's a really good thing, even if you're not a prepper or whatever. If the power goes out, your cell phone goes down, most people don't have landlines anymore. I really think it would be beneficial for most households to have. It's easy to do, it's fun. So anyway, share it, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Leave some comments. What you think about it. Maybe I could do another video. I've got some ideas for a couple of videos coming up. So anyway, see you later. Take care.